Hello, and welcome back to The Sapling, a podcast discussing plants, insects, food, and people. I'm your host, Dr. Jalagat. In today's episode, we'll delve into one of Kenya's most cherished foods, ugali, and explore the plant integral to its creation, maize. Ugali is a staple food in East Africa, particularly popular in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. Ugali holds cultural significance in African societies and is a symbol of hospitality and togetherness. It is commonly served during social gatherings, celebrations, and family meals, and it is a source of pride for many Kenyan communities. The dish has so many variations across the continent that there are about 70 different names, each remaining functionally the same, but with slightly different ingredients. For example, fufu in Ghana and Nigeria, made with pounded cassava, posho in Uganda, and sembe in Tanzania. To prepare ugali, maize flour is gradually added to boiling water while stirring continuously to prevent lumps from forming. The mixture is cooked over low heat until it thickens and reaches a consistency like that of stiff porridge or dough. It is then removed from the heat and allowed to cool slightly before being served. Ugali has a dense and doughy texture like polenta or grits. It is typically served in individual portions or as a communal dish, with diners tearing off small pieces and using them to scoop up the accompanying foods. Ugali is plain and therefore should be eaten with vegetables, meats, or milk. I like to eat ugali with sauteed vegetables such as managu and sukuma wiki, or with stewed or roasted meat as well as creamed beans. The dish is often made from maize flour, but it can also be made with other starchy ingredients such as millet flour, sorghum flour, or cassava flour. This depends on regional preference and the availability of ingredients. Ugali is a main staple in my family. As a child, I grew up eating ugali for dinner every day. I was also very eager to learn how to cook ugali, so I started cooking small patches and trying to feed it to the dogs. For a while, the dogs rejected my cooking, but eventually they found it tasty and ate it, as an indication that my cooking was getting better. With this, I was allowed to help partially with cooking for the humans in the family. I could help with turning the ugali as it cooked, and at some point I graduated to making ugali from start to finish by myself. This was around grade 6 or 7. Making ugali is not a task for the weak-willed or those with low tolerance to heat and wood smoke. Maize, the essential component of ugali in modern-day Kenya, is a widely cultivated cereal grain native to the Americas. It was domesticated by the indigenous people in southern Mexico about 9,000 years ago from Teosinte, a wild grass. It belongs to the grass family Poaceae and is known scientifically as Z-maize. Early farmers selectively bred maize for desirable traits such as larger kernels and easier harvesting. The cultivation of this crop played a crucial role in the development of ancient civilizations in the Americas, including the Maya, the Aztec, and the Inca, as not only a staple food but also a source of significant cultural and religious importance. After European colonization, maize was introduced to Africa by Portuguese traders in the 16th century, likely originating from varieties brought back from the Americas. Its cultivation quickly spread across the continent due to its adaptability to diverse climates and growing conditions. Maize became integrated into the diets and cultures of many African societies, often displacing or complementing traditional staples such as millet, sorghum, and cassava. It became particularly important in regions with favorable growing conditions such as East Africa and Southern Africa. This crop plays a crucial role in food security across Africa today, providing a reliable source of calories and nutrition for millions of people. In Kenya, ugali is not the only dish that relies on maize flour. Porridge, though prepared differently than ugali, is also a staple for breakfast or a mid-morning snack. Throughout its history, maize breeding has been driven by the need to improve the yield, resilience, and nutritional quality to meet the demands of growing populations and changing agricultural landscape. The diversity of maize varieties we see today is a testament to centuries of careful selection and scientific innovation. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, scientific breeding methods began to be applied to maize. This period saw the emergence of hybrid maize varieties, which resulted from controlled crosses between different inbred lines. Today, maize breeding continues to evolve with the integration of genomic technologies, bioinformatics, and precision breeding methods. Efforts are also focused on addressing global challenges such as climate change and food security. Few realize just how much humans and maize rely on each other. Unlike many other plants, the germination of maize requires human intervention. For example, if you scatter a handful of beans, they will regrow, but maize cannot. Therefore, if humans and maize were to be separated, maize is very likely to die off, leaving the humans who have come to rely heavily on this crop to struggle. Ugali is a very important dish in Kenya and to the Kalenjin people, a dish that perhaps defines our culture and identity. Although millet and sorghum were originally used to make ugali, the introduction of maize to Africa shifted the grains that people use. We cannot survive without ugali, and therefore we cannot survive without maize. On the other hand, as I mentioned, the modern day plant cannot survive without us. Look in the mirror. What plants are you? Share this episode with a friend and follow along on social media. Special thanks to our amazing producer, Jonah Yerman, for all his work behind the scenes. Thank you for listening, and talk soon.